Sausage.
Hello, and welcome to the last call. The first episode, not technically, but the first episode where I'm actually calling it the last call because I wanted to check the audio levels. I'm gauging the distance between the mic and myself with the new settings and whatnot. So I was like, oh, is it okay? Is it okay? But this is the last call. The podcast, the show where I play games that are just about to die before they're about to die to see if they should be dying or whatnot. Will they be remembered or forgotten? I think that's the tagline I'm going with. We're all workshopping this because the first episode is actually Hood, Outlaws, and Legends, but I call that an Attack the Backlog episode in the episode, but this is now rebranded as The Last Call. Again, it's a show where I talk about games that have received announcements of servers being cut off, killed, servers going down, games being delisted, games going away, many of which are free-to-play games, of course, because non-free-to-play games usually will have some kind of offline mode. Not always. Crew 1 and Hood Outlaws is a premium game, so that is another case of that. But this is all about MultiVersus, which has some prominence. It is basically Super Smash Bros., but with Warner Bros. Properties instead of Nintendo and accompanying properties. And this game has some kind of, or a degree of notoriety for being in early access, I guess, for a year maybe, allowing people to purchase content and whatnot, and then saying, hey, actually, we're going to take this offline and then bring it back. We're going to fix it up or do whatever the hell they were doing. And they took it offline for almost a year. I think it was around 11 months. And then they brought it back, and I don't believe you got your... I don't know how it worked. I haven't done my research into this because I didn't care that much. But I never played MultiVersus until it received the announcement that it was going to be shuttering. And I figured, well, I might as well give it a shot now, because why not? Some, not preservation purposes, but I want to try it before it's gone. And I wanted to make sure I had it downloaded before they said, actually, we're not going to let you download it anymore. Did I just say anymore twice in a row? Whatever. But I don't want it to be another X-Defiant situation where they announced the game was going away, but it was going to have its last final season. But also, we're not going to let new players download it because, all right, just kill it then. Why give the, I don't know. It's all weird. But MultiVersus is basically Super Smash Brothers, but with Warner Brothers. And my experience with the game is very unique, or maybe it's not unique. You can tell me in the comments. I played it for one evening, 3-4 hours, and what makes my experience unique, and why this will probably be a short episode as well, is that I spent a lot of time getting not kicked from the game, but having it hang up on me. So I played a fair amount of the game, but I also sat in the lobby quite a bit, waiting for my disconnect penalty to reset, because it maxes out at 15 minutes. If you're wondering how high the disconnect penalty in MultiVersus can get, only 15 minutes. It doesn't keep escalating to 30 minutes, 60, so on and so forth. It only maxes at 15 minutes, which is nice, I guess, when the game constantly hangs up on you and doesn't allow you to get into a match. It just freezes and you have to close the game, and then you get back into the game, and then it says, hey, you have to wait. You have to wait now it's 5. No, 15 minutes until you can try and matchmake again because you've been a naughty little boy. You've been a naughty little boy. And that happened to me throughout my entire time. So I spent, of those 4 hours, probably waiting an hour and a half. That's maybe being generous. It may have been close to 2 hours, may have been half my time. And the thing about it is that when I wasn't waiting, when I was actually in game, I had a terrible time. I think, well, one, I'm not a big Smash Brothers fan. I don't like Super Smash Brothers. I appreciate it on a music standpoint. I think the soundtrack in Super Smash Brothers Ultimate is incredible, and I just want to buy a physical copy of that. I want to buy a physical collection of the Super Smash Brothers Ultimate music collection with all the DLC, everything that's been added, all of that for whatever. If you want to charge me $500, I'll pay $500. I don't give a shit. I just want CDs. I don't want records. Oh, fuck records. All y'all collected records. I'm happy you have records. But we CD people, we want our CDs too. All we do is see you with your records and we think, why not us? Why not us? Why not us? But I'm not the biggest fan of this style of play. So that is important to put out there. The closest I've come to enjoying this type of game would be Small Arms on Xbox Live Arcade. If anyone else remembers that, it is backward compatible on the series consoles and Xbox One, I believe. So you can try it out there if you want. But I'm not a big fan of the fighter genre of building up the opponent's percentage and trying to knock them off the platform. And as their percentage increases, they get more susceptible to being knocked off of the playable area and into space. And that's how you win, by getting the most knockoffs. But disregarding that, I think MultiVersus just doesn't play particularly well. It looks all right. The borders around characters, the colored borders around characters that then put a type of overlay on them that's maybe 50% opaque or something, so that everyone is in their specific colors. It takes away from the visuals, because now all the characters you're fighting against, while they may be Batman or it may be Gizmo or fucking LeBron James, it's really just a red shadow of them, and so on and so forth, the blue shadow, because you're really just seeing a blue tinted version of them. So that takes away from it visually a bit. But from a gameplay standpoint, it's just it's not doing anything particularly special. It lacks personality. I think the lack of voice acting really hurts the game. And I think this was a critique with Nickelodeon stars, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Is that the name of that game? But I know that I think with the first one, a lot of people were critical of it for lacking that personality, lacking voice acting. And then they they fixed that with the sequel. It would have been nice that, or if, in the period of time where MultiVersus was taken down and then eventually brought back, that I almost thought I accidentally stopped recording. But it would have been nice if in that period of time they added voice acting, did something to give the game a bit more personality, but that wasn't the case. And then the environments, while they are themed around specific properties and whatnot, they didn't. One, just the general layout didn't do a lot for me, and then it didn't feel like they took advantage of the various properties. So you have a Gremlins stage, for instance, that's the movie theater with all the Gremlins sitting and watching the movie, busted up screen, and it would have been fun if maybe there was visual clutter with them throwing popcorn at the screen. And it comes at the screen and it has that kind of effect. Something where maybe they throw popcorn and it can also hit the players in the space. Make the environments more interactive and make them more themed, or really go and do something interesting with the theme. In the Scooby-Doo level, have bats flying around every now and again. Have them fly into the screen. Do something that makes you go, ooh, ah. And also, don't fucking hang up on me every goddamn time and make me wait 15 minutes to get into a match. Yes, there's some single player-ish content in this. I forget what it was called. But that wasn't super fun outside of allowing me to play when I couldn't play against real people. Another issue with the game, I think, that definitely hurt it was the fact that, unlike, say, for instance, a fairly new game that's doing incredibly well, Marvel Rivals, the characters in the game are all locked. They have a rotating number of unlocked characters that you can try out for a period of time. But the vast majority, it may be all but Scooby-Doo to start with, are locked. And you can earn new characters over time by earning XP. But it seemed like after the first 3 I unlocked, I unlocked Wonder Woman, Bugs Bunny, and I think one other one. Outside of those initial unlocks, the next one was taking a fair amount of play to earn enough XP. And that's not a very inviting way of handling your characters. It works for, I guess, League of Legends, but I think more often than not, it's better to not lock the characters you can play as behind a paywall or a very tedious XP wall. Just give us access to every player and then allow us to pay you to make them look cool. So that, for instance, I love Gizmo. I love Gremlins, the series. I love both movies, and I love Gizmo. I would have loved to have, hypothetically, of course, because I don't like the game, but say I like the game and every character is unlocked and I can play as Gizmo and I love Gizmo, I would have been way more inclined to put money towards getting him his Rambo skin that he may or may not have in the game, but just thinking about possible skins they could give him, that would be the most fucking obvious one. But if I could give him his Rambo skin and pay however much to do that, I'd be more inclined to do that than pay to unlock characters, because it's just, why do that? Let me pay for skins, not for characters. Because it also implements a type of pay to win system, because there could be characters that are clearly OP in terms of the actual meta, in terms of competitiveness and so on and so forth. But yeah, I don't really know what else there is to say about this game. It's pretty straightforward. It's Super Smash Brothers, but with Warner Brothers characters. Characters are all locked from the start. Not a lot of personality with them. The stages lack personality as well. It doesn't do anything unique gameplay wise that I could see as someone who's not that versed in the Super Smash Brothers type thing. But it was just, okay, 2D playing. Percentage goes up, knock them off. Whoop-de-doo. It just didn't do enough to stand out. And it also hurts, again, that they had it up and then took it down. What a weird thing. It's just another example of Warner Brothers not knowing what the hell they're doing. Warner Brothers is in a very weird space, and it's clear that their video game vision is a muddled mess of confusion and what looks like a disaster. And I worry for all the studios under their belt, because the future for Warner Brothers in the video game space just does not look right. It definitely seems like they should just be taking their properties and licensing them out to other people and not doing anything in-house anymore. Because, but yeah, MultiVersus. When I was able to play a game, didn't have a whole lot of fun. It's a bit of a weird collection of characters too. I get it. Space Jam came out, but fuck LeBron James. Go back to the old Space Jam. Somehow get Michael Jordan instead. Michael Jordan's better. I mean, sure, I'm biased. I grew up with Jordan and those Bulls, and I live in Chicago. But come on. If you really think about it, like, we all know it's Jordan. It's not LeBron. But then you have Arya Stark. Is that her name? Arya Stark? That's her name. Arya Stark. But yeah, that will do it for this here episode of The Last Call. It's a rough episode. Admittedly, it was a rough episode, but I blame a lot of that on MultiVersus and the fact that, again, I probably spent half my time just sitting in the lobby waiting to get permission to play again until it locked up on me again, and I had to completely quit the game to dashboard, relaunch it, and then get another fucking penalty because I fucking quit early. I disconnected from the game. I left the thing that I committed. I didn't do anything of the sort, game. I was primed and ready. And then you said, nah. And then you fucking penalized me over and over and over again. If that's a common problem, then maybe that's another reason why the game's dying, because you fucking don't work. Jesus. But again, that's it. That's no more MultiVersus. So let's start this end again. That'll do it for this here episode of The Last Call. Once again, I am Marcus Nez. Y'all can find me pretty much everywhere at PX Sausage. If you enjoy this here show or any of the stuff I do and what have you, you can support me and my nonsense over at patreon.com/PXS. There you can get access to a monthly Q&A, occasional watch party, a private Discord channel, along with some fancy Discord roles, and the occasional random drop on the Patreon here or there, depending on your tier. Or you could just support me to support me if that is your fancy. In addition to the Patreon, you can find links to the site, the YouTube, the Discord, the Twitch. Why did that come out weird? In addition to the Patreon, you can find links to the site, the YouTube, the Discord, the Twitch, and so much more over at pxsausage.com. That is, again, P, the letter P, as in PP, the letter X, as in X-Men, and then sausage, like nom 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 sausage.com. So that'll do it. So as always, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. But for now, adios, arrivederci. Bye bye. It's go time. Go daddy. It's go time.